Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 2. That is the book in which there is no doubt, a guidance for those who are mindful of God. It begins with certainty, not a claim shouted from pride, but a calm assurance spoken from clarity. That is the book. The words rise like dawn over confusion, cutting through uncertainty with quiet light. It is not merely ink upon pages. It is a horizon, a direction, a map that does not fade. There is no doubt in it, not because faith demands silence, but because truth, when encountered, leaves no room for hesitation. It is a mirror that reveals, not a puzzle to confuse. The verse opens like a gate. Behind it lies a world of trust and alignment. That is the book, a phrase that points to something beyond physical form. It speaks of divine coherence, a harmony woven through existence. To read it is to enter a conversation with meaning itself, to stand before something greater than language. Doubt, that restless traveler of the mind, finds no foothold here. It dissolves in the presence of certainty that is both gentle and immense. This book is not simply a text, it is a rhythm of guidance. It speaks to the inner compass of the mindful, those who seek balance between thought and heart, who look beyond surface appearances. It invites reflection rather than demand obedience. Its guidance is not shouted but breathed. It calls softly to those willing to listen, to question, to walk with awareness. For such souls it becomes a map illuminated from within. Guidance, in this sense, is not direction imposed from outside, but a resonance awakened within. The book does not command movement, it awakens capacity. It is like the way light reveals what is already there, or how music brings order to silence. Each verse becomes an echo of possibility, a reminder that clarity is not absence of confusion, but mastery within it. The phrase "no doubt" is not a denial of human questioning. It acknowledges that truth does not fear inquiry. It invites one to question deeply, only to discover that the foundation remains unmoved. The book's certainty is not defensive, it is serene. It stands firm like a mountain, yet flows like water, meeting every seeker at the level of their sincerity. And then comes the heart of the verse, a guidance for the God-conscious. Guidance is not offered equally to all. It opens to those who listen with reverence, who pause before acting, who sense the sacred even in the mundane. The God-conscious are not perfect beings. They are those who remember, who turn back when they forget, who recognize their own limits and, in doing so, approach the infinite. For them, the book becomes not a set of rules, but a living current of understanding. Imagine a traveler at night, the desert vast and silent, the stars scattered above. The book becomes the compass, its words the constellations. Each verse aligns the traveler with a direction deeper than geography, the direction of purpose. In that silence, doubt fades, replaced not by arrogance but by assurance. The book whispers, "Truth does not tremble." This guidance transforms those who seek it. It does not erase struggle, it refines it. Faith becomes not an escape from uncertainty, but a way of walking through it with steadiness. Doubt no longer becomes an enemy, it becomes a threshold. The mindful step through, carrying trust like a lantern. That is the book. The phrase continues to echo, a voice both ancient and present, inviting reflection and reverence in equal measure. Each reading becomes a return, each pause a prayer. The book does not age, it renews perception. Through its verses, time folds, and the reader becomes participant, not spectator. The words address the one who listens, not as command but as companionship. Within that companionship lies certainty, not the absence of questions, but the presence of meaning that endures beyond them. Certainty in this verse is not blind, it is illuminated awareness. It does not demand silence, it offers stillness. The more one reflects, the deeper the quiet grows. No doubt in it is not the denial of human thought. It is the promise that truth will stand even after thought has exhausted itself. The heart finds rest where the intellect once searched. The book does not ask for surrender of reason. It calls for its purification, its harmonization with trust. Guidance for the mindful. This phrase forms the center of the verse's gravity. Mindfulness, or taqwa, is not fear, it is sensitivity. It is living with awareness of consequence, with reverence for the unseen, with care in speech, thought, and action. The mindful are not detached from the world. They are deeply present within it. Their mindfulness turns even ordinary acts into reflections of faith. The way they speak, pause, forgive, and listen all carry awareness of the sacred. This verse reminds that divine guidance is relational. The book guides only those ready to be guided. It does not force clarity, it reveals it. Like sunlight on water, it waits for stillness to reflect. The heart that listens becomes the surface upon which truth becomes visible. To the distracted, the text may seem silent. To the mindful, it becomes alive, breathing through each word. The guidance of this book is not linear. It does not march from ignorance to knowledge as a path of conquest, but unfolds as revelation, layer by layer, moment by moment. Each reading uncovers new meaning, not because the text changes, but because the reader does. Doubt dissolves not through argument, but through recognition. The heart discovers what the tongue could not explain. For those who live with awareness, this book becomes a companion. It walks beside them in silence and in speech, in solitude and in company. It becomes a mirror that reflects both weakness and potential. Its verses remind that the measure of knowledge is humility, that the strength of faith is gentleness, that the essence of guidance is balance. It does not promise escape from the world, but deeper presence within it. As the day closes and quiet returns, one might recall this verse, its calm certainty, its invitation to awareness. That is the book, a phrase that continues to point beyond itself, beyond form, beyond sound. It is a reminder that truth is not confined by pages. The book lives wherever reflection lives, wherever sincerity breathes, wherever hearts turn toward the source. So when doubt arises, this verse stands as a gentle anchor. It does not silence the questioner, it steadies them. The seeker learns that clarity grows not by eliminating uncertainty, but by meeting it with light. In that meeting, the book fulfills its promise. Guidance for those who guard their hearts, who walk carefully between silence and speech, who listen not only with ears, but with their being. And when night falls and the noise of the world fades, the verse echoes softly. There is no doubt in it. It does not demand belief. It invites recognition. The listener feels the quiet weight of its truth, not heavy, but grounding. The book remains steady as the stars, patient as dawn. It calls again not to be merely read, but lived. For in living it, the mindful find their compass and the heart finally finds home.